I mean, that's a flat bottom breakdown right there. So you've got 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap, 5 tap on this thing. You know, that's going to be, if it gets under this kind of 1275-ish level, I think this one's going to have, you know, a little bit of downside to it. So just something to be mindful of. I think this one, see how it's popping up on just a tad. So say it's at like 13 or 1310, and it gets dusted. You get that kind of 1 candle wick down to break those lows. Watch for the green to red on something like that. Best Buy. Man, I love going to Best Buy. It really just hurts me to even try and short this thing. This thing has got a bear flag over here too. You got a pretty sick range on this. It was about $5 on Friday, including some, like, you know, nice intraday bear flags. I think this one should have some downside down into the low 60s if we need some shorts and the market gets smoked out. WTW also looking like a little bit of a bear flag here. You got this breakdown in earnings, pop into the 9. Now you're starting to roll over. Same thing with EA. Right after this big trend, you got a nice tight consolidation that you're breaking out from. So you've got another kind of just nice, easy, high range type of short. W is the same thing. Like after its earnings, right, you've got this consolidation with the 9 EMA coming right on top of it. If it breaks that trend line, you know, we should get some additional downside to it. On the long side, you know, this is going to take a few days, but I'd keep an eye out on this Etsy. It's going to need maybe 2-3 more days, but definitely one to keep an eye on. Twilio too, right after its earnings, it's holding that breakout spot. So when you think about breakouts, right, you get a breakout on the gap and go, and then it starts to consolidate over that breakout spot. That can be really powerful. You know, so watch this thing. You see how it may take a couple days to start to digest and build, right? Nothing is ever that clean where it's like it just breaks out and then it just goes forever, right? Usually once you break out, you've got to come back and digest and hang out for a couple days, tighten up your range, and then from there, right, you get your second go out of it. One thing to be mindful of, depending on the market, you know, a lot of people forget stuff like this, but when the market sucks, you know, breakouts just don't work. You know, breakouts in general are 50-50 plays, right? That's why pullback trading is just easier and probably more profitable for 99.99% of people. Everybody wants to trade breakouts, right? But it's probably out of all the setups, the lowest probability. What you will see a lot when the markets are getting weak, or you're starting to see distribution in the markets, you'll see moves like this where you run into the breakout and you roll over. Remember, failed moves is fast moves, right? Especially in trading. So just something to really, really keep an eye on when you're doing this. Like if the market sucks and you're just drawing some squiggly line at highs or lows or whatever and think that's how breakouts work, that's the parameters of breakouts, you'll get a lot of just failed moves. So just be mindful. Just because something's at a resistance spot doesn't actually make it a breakout, and it definitely doesn't make it something that you should be trading if all the other conditions that you need to see don't come with it. So, right, just be smart with it all today. I think this has kind of been weighing on the tech sector today. You know, Light is a distributor for Apple. They've had a big warning out that, you know, XYZ's happening, orders are down, whatever. So, you know, this may weigh on the tech sector. You can see here, you know, busting below this 50 spot. You got a lot of airspace coming down. Hey, Cristal, how you doing? Hey, Arapo, what's going on? Timmy, how you doing? What's going on at school for you, buddy? So, yeah, you can see this thing has already got some weakness on it. Now, with it being gapping down like 24%, the SSR will be on it. So, you definitely don't want to, you know, short it at lows. Let this thing kind of start to roll over and, you know, wait for a setup that way. Man, I don't know what's going on with all these utilities. They usually never move, but like 100 of them showed up on my scan the last couple days. So this one's also getting dusted here, this PCG. I believe this is about the wildlife fires and all that kind of stuff. As it looks like it's in the Pacific. So you may see some action on some of these utilities depending on how the fire is raging, right? If the winds pick up and the fires start to burn, you may see some more of these utilities start to really get smoked out. Bazoo, right? You've got a bear flag over here. The earnings came out today. They are not getting received well. It's just drifting down pre-market. That's usually a really, really good sign. Remember that we don't just short stuff to short stuff, right? Something like this, it's going to open down 13%, so you can only go 2 options, right? It's going to gap down. You either get a sideways consolidation at the open, you ORB it, or you let it pop. Since the SSR is on, it might be easier to just let it gap down, pop into the 9 EMA, and then roll over. You know, you're seeing a ton of those type of setups, like pretty much everywhere. That's going to be, you know, that could be your bread and butter. So when I say like pop into the 9 EMA, right, what we want to be doing, right, like this PRGO, this thing opened down like 20%, right, 15, 20%. So like notice how at the open, it doesn't ORB, right, like it doesn't gap down and it doesn't go sideways at the open, right, it starts to pop. You got to let it come into the 9, you get a red candle to hold, and then you shred it back down. That's the much easier play to do when you're trading earnings plays, right? If the SSR is on it, you let it gap down, pop into the 9, and then go. Because when the SSR is on it, if you start to go ORB near lows and it starts to grind, like say it's holding at the bid and you start to see it really churn there, then it may get a quick squeeze, short sale, restriction squeeze, right? So you got to really watch how it kind of marinates at those lows. If you start to see the pressure build, you'll get that SSR squeeze. So then you got to short it at the 9, right? But those are only your 2 options on these kind of gap down plays, right? What you want to do is really make your trading simple, right? You get something that's got good earnings, bad earnings, whatever, right? If you give yourself just real simplicity in your tactics, I'm either waiting for this or I'm waiting for that, then, right, your trading becomes easier and easier to digest. It's easier to build consistency because that's what we lack, right? When we're new traders, the hardest part is how I can make money one day, but then I lose money the next day. I make money one day, I lose money the next day, right? To get consistency, you need consistency in your preparation and then consistency in your tactics, right? What are the trade setups that I'm going to be trading at the open? This EIX is another utility that's been getting dusted too, so we'll watch this bad boy for an ORB or quick pullback buy. A little bit slim pickets today on the long side. You're not really seeing too much on the gap up side. There is a couple okay ones, but nothing that I particularly was really feeling. I'm thinking like if the market starts to really just ramp, you know, I'll go with this Twilio or I'll go with Send. You know, both of these got really strong charts. And then what you want to do is just kind of keep a couple of these, like, you know, ETFs on watch, you know, in case they start to remount some levels of support or anything like that. Looks like a couple people, hey, how you guys doing? A couple people asked about AMRN. Yeah, I haven't had borrows on this for a while, but if it stays under 20, I'd look at that for a potential short. It's been a tricky trader lately, so just something to keep mind of. What else you guys watching? Eric Harper, what are you watching? Okay, some of you little penny poppers. You like this Kodak? Yeah, you could probably play this one. The float on this is going to be probably pretty tiny, so you know you may see a run to maybe the 430s or something like that. I don't have a period on my VWAP. I just use the regular, you know, VWAP from TC 2000. You know, the standard VWAP is really the way to go. I know there's some, like on Thinkorswim, you have like different settings and stuff, but I noticed that the standard usually is the one to go. Yeah, you can put VCYT on your list too. That one ain't so bad. Good. I think that one's got some strength. I believe APTI. Anything good is I think this is a buyout, so it's not probably going to trade around much. You can see here, set to go private in $1.9 million deal. So that's where to go. This is TC2000. I'm not sure if there's a software in India with this. That would be something for Google probably to do. What's going on with BAT? I bought it 1 or 2 days ago. It's going down. You're too late to the BAT train. BAT's already been pumped. You know, it was just at 40 cents, so you can't, you know, how trading works is, I mean, you gotta buy before the news and then sell once the news comes. So Bat's news that's listed on Coinbase is already out. So for me, the play on Bat is over. The easy money's made on that one. Good. Yeah, you can put AMD on your list too. Folks, show. Definitely you can put AMD on your list, and you know, this one's kind of rolling around too. AMD is just one of those stocks that makes a really good daily trader, so just something to kind of keep mind of. All right, guys, you know, as always, it's Monday, it's showtime, it's go time, so let's go ahead and do what we do. Remember not to take huge risks on Monday. You know, if you screw up on Monday, it puts you behind the 8 ball for the whole week. Done it too many times. You know, you screw up on a Monday, you know what happens is, you know, you're behind the 8 ball and then you're scrambling the rest of the week. You're like, man, I got to get my money back. I got to do this. I got to do that. So nice and steady on Monday. Stick with your best patterns, your best setups, and, you know, everything should be good to go. As always, I'll be in the chat room trading. Guys, I'll be trading live in front of my students every day. I know I had a few hundred of you guys watching YouTube Live, watching me trade live. A couple weeks ago, and as always, we'd love to see you in the chat room. We're actually building a new chat room that you guys will really like, with stock scanners and all this kind of fun stuff. So you guys will really have fun with it. Let's go and do what we do. All right? You know this.